Angry MGTOW here. Or something like that. Let's start the show. Audi tells a feminist woman that the wage gap isn't real and rejects feminism. I'm not making this shit up. We're going to be looking at a Twitter response from Audi that was actually received between yesterday and today. The original person, named Prepper Frog, sent Audi a message saying, "At Audi, you pay your female employees less than males. You know that's against the law, right?" I'm trying to use the worst voice I can to emulate a feminist. This is what a feminist sounds like. And Audi clapped back with, "At to bore frog, when we account for all the various factors that go into pay, women at Audi are on par with their male counterparts." In other words, when they account for education, number of hours worked, and years of experience, women at Audi are making the same amount of money as women everywhere else. There is no gender pay gap. And I doubt we would have ever seen something like this under Obama. If Obama was still president, this would have been an apology. This would have been an apology. This here is Audi saying, nope, there is no gender pay gap. More companies are increasingly going to reject feminist bemoans. Look at this. Giant company Audi was not dropped to their knees. They flat out told a feminist no. There's no apology. There's none of that. Women at Audi are on par with their male counterparts, as it is in virtually every company in the United States and virtually every company in the Western world. We're going to see more of this. We're going to see more and more companies, more and more people telling feminists to fuck off. So telling women, you know what? You've been getting paid equal all this time. We are not going to make special concessions. If this was last year, they would have responded with something like, we are constantly working hard to make sure that women are receiving quality care and equal pay, blah, 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 blah. This, they flat out said, nope. Women are being paid they're being paid what they're supposed to be paid. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Feminism has run out of steam. And you know what's funny? There's a thing called celebrity feminism. Celebrity feminism, which is what these people, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, they're the reason why feminism went mainstream. Because when they're the reason why feminism went mainstream. And someone named Hood Amongst says, "Angry MGTOW, my man cranking out videos like a woman is on Section 8. Oh man, that's kind of funny and sad at the same time. But celebrity feminism is what helped. It's not. I shouldn't even say it helped. It is what propulsed feminism to the mainstream. Feminism would not be what it is today without celebrity feminism, celebrity endorsements. Feminism became a trend, and now it's going to become a fad. And as it becomes a fad that no one wants to be a part of, suddenly the very thing people will do is want to separate themselves from feminism, differentiate themselves from feminism. You know, I saw something about Beyonce today. Beyonce. Didn't know if it was true. And let's see. Beyonce celebrates motherhood with more pregnancy photos. And this is February 2nd, 2017, 5 hours ago. Beyonce has shared further images from an elaborate photo shoot to celebrate becoming pregnant with twins. Beyonce is currently pregnant with twins. Pregnant with twins, guys. Pregnant with twins. Guys think this is a game? Do you think this is a game, guys? Because it's no game. Celebrity feminism is completely dying. If you look at some of the biggest celebrity feminists or social justice warriors, some of them are not even calling themselves feminist anymore. They're not. Beyonce, who pioneered feminism, used it to sell as many records as possible. What's she gonna do now? She's going to turn. I shit you not. Beyonce is going to come out, and not too far in the distant future. Could happen in a year. Could happen in 2 years. She will be asked, "Are you still a feminist?" And she will say, "I don't think I need the label anymore. I still support women. I still believe in women's rights, but I do not need to call myself a feminist anymore." That is what Beyonce is going to say. I'm telling you, those are going to be her exact words as she lavishes in being a mommy and getting to take care of the children. She has enough money to never have to worry about money for the rest of her life. She is so famous that her fame generates more fame. She can market her music and easily sell tons and tons of music at this point. This is the same person who dropped a Christmas album out of nowhere like 2 years ago, a year ago or two ago. She just came out with a Christmas album, dropped an album at Christmas time just like that on iTunes. Just for the hell of it. Because she can do that now. She's also married to Jay-Z, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. She's a feminist. She's an opportunist. And all the women who supported her and went off with this whole thing that I don't need a man, you'll hear Beyonce saying things like, "Oh no, I take care of my man. I make sure he's fed. I'm a good housewife." What? Wait a minute, Beyonce. I thought being a housewife was oppression. I never said that. Being a mother and a wife has been the most wonderful and rewarding part of my entire life. Because now that she's hit the wall and feminism is no longer profitable, suddenly she's going to want to make sure that she keeps her investment around, Jay-Z, and her children. It's downright hilarious. And all the women who supported her, that looked to her for strength, that said, "I want to be a feminist like Beyonce," who said, "You don't need a man. You don't need anything from a man. You don't need anything from a man," now turns around and is holding on tight to a man and holding on tight to to children. While she's been like the poster child for don't get married, don't have children, go essentially being a woman going your own way and focusing on building your career and riding the carousel. See, that's what women going their own way is. Women going their own way isn't women going their own way from society. Women going their own way is what women have been doing all along. They kicked men out of the family, and they went along with the government, using the government to extract resources from men. Divorced women are women going their own way. Women on Section 8 are women going their own way. They didn't need a man. Think about it. Gloria Steinem said, a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. That's a woman going her own way then, right? You're focusing on yourself, making your own money, while you're using the government to extract money, wealth, and resources from men. But now as that gravy train runs out, as the government will no longer subsidize the spending for women, now it's a very different story. Now all of that changes. You see, women, they love feminism until they hated it. They don't even see what's coming. They're like deers they're like deer staring into a headlight. They have screwed themselves over royally. They have fucked themselves up over royally. You know, the Republicans back in December launched a plan to annihilate Social Security. I'm looking at an article that says, not so spineless. Let me go ahead and show you guys the article. You know what? I'll show you guys the headline of the article. Show you guys the headline of the article. And let's see what we have here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this picture and bring up the new one. Not so spineless. Okay. This is an article that was recently published, and you can see it on the screen. Not so spineless, Paul Ryan plans to use Trump's chaos to destroy Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Now, you're going to say, what? The Republicans have been gunning for Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid for a long time. These are programs that are predominantly used by women. Predominantly. Even though both men and women rely on Social Security, women rely on it heavier, more than men do, because women tend to have less income later on in life. They tend to have less savings, they tend to have less. So they end up living off just Social Security alone. So, they're living off Social Security. They're getting Medicare and Medicaid. But, as Paul Ryan and the Republicans are trying to scrap these programs, by scrapping these programs, believe it or not, it actually benefits us. It benefits millennials, it benefits younger people. Because these programs don't really help us very much. We still have to pay for insurance. We still have to pay the cost for insurance, health insurance. Social Security will never collect it. Let me tell you a little bit about where Social Security comes from. Social Security comes from our taxes, but the Social Security Trust is actually made up of two funds. It's made up of Social Security and Social Security Disability. They are not the same thing. Social Security is the retirement fund for people when they turn, I believe it's 65, they can basically file for their Social Security. Social Security Disability is for people when they get hurt, or they can no longer work, or they weren't able to work in the first place. For example, people with mental disabilities. Now, they both fall under the program Social Security, but again, it's made up of two funds, but the funds are still combined. Currently, the funds make up around the funds currently have around $2.8 trillion in them. So there's about $2.8 trillion in the Social Security funds right now. However, by 2.8 trillion, by 2034, those funds will run out entirely. Now, right now, we're actually seeing a surplus in the amount of money we're taking in per year to meet Social Security benefits. And it's going to remain like that for the next couple of years. However, here's the interesting thing. Within the next 3 years, we're going to enter a deficit. And it's going to be a sharp deficit. where we will not be taking in enough taxes anymore. You heard me right. We will not be taking enough tax dollars in as more seniors retire to pay for the cost of Social Security. So in other words, we're going to end up with a deficit. That deficit is going to eat into that $2.8 trillion. As the deficit eats into that $2.8 trillion, it's going to keep eating into that $2.8 trillion until the $2.8 trillion runs out entirely. You heard me right. So the Social Security Trust Fund will run out of money entirely by 2034. By 2034, the Social Security Trust Fund will completely be out of money. Now, before I signal the warning bells, a lot of economists are saying, don't worry, because even if the Social Security funds run out of money from payroll taxes will still be enough to pay around 75% of all Social Security benefits to those who are collecting them. Think about that carefully. But something we aren't factoring is that's only up to 2034. As more people retire, as Generation Xers begin to retire, as additional people begin to claim Social Security disability, I don't even know what to say about that. As more people begin to, let's just say, as more people begin to retire, as Generation Xers begin to retire, don't forget about them, because the amount of money that we have to pay out is also going to steadily increase. And as it steadily increases, that still doesn't mean that we're going to have enough tax money, because tax revenue is not going to increase. So if tax revenue is not increasing, and Social Security benefits are only able to pay out 75% at most, with no money to back that up, to back up any windfall, that means that every year, as more people retire, the funds will get depleted faster and faster and faster, until eventually there's just not enough money coming in from payroll taxes to pay for Social Security. Do you know how ridiculous this idea sounds, though? That we wait until 2034 and then basically payroll taxes have to completely pay for Social Security. There is no safety net anymore. So this means that if the economy experiences a downturn, if we have another recession, if people lose their jobs, as payrolls go down, as wages go down, so will available funds for Social Security. Meaning Social Security will become completely dependent on those who are working. It is a psychotic system that we live in. There are some ideas that the libertards do have. One idea is to raise taxes on everyone. Another idea is to raise taxes on the wealthy. So basically, there's a cap on the amount that you can actually charge people in Social Security for Social Security. What they're saying is remove the cap and charge the wealthy an unlimited amount of money. Charge the wealthy an unlimited amount of money for Social Security. Charge them more. Just charge them up the ass for Social Security to pay for the seniors. That's one idea. Another idea is, basically foreign investments, oil, all kinds of crap. We could redivert some of those funds to Social Security. Now, let's not forget about Medicare, because by 2029, the last of the baby boomers will retire, or should I say will turn 65. The last of the baby boomers will turn 65 come 2029. So more of them are going to be using Medicare and Medicaid to live on for their health care coverage because they're not going to be able to afford to pay for health care out of pocket. So who's going to pay for those funds? We are, the millennials. This is why the Republicans want to scrap it, because we are increasingly heading further into debt. And we are going to pay for it. No one else. This is the legacy of the baby boomers. And women think that they're going to have social welfare programs like Section 8, food stamps, and all this other shit hanging around when we can't even pay our social security benefits to seniors? You've got to be kidding me. The days of entitlements are over. The days of entitlements are over. I want to know if you guys agree in the comments that the days of entitlements are over. There's a new sheriff in town, and things are changing. There's a new sheriff in town, and there's no more excuses. Just like Audi has told feminists that, hey, there's no gender wage gap. We're not playing that shit anymore. Society is telling women your free ride is over. Let me know if you agree in the comments section that for women, entitlements are over, and now they are heading into a point in the future where they will experience grave hardships, especially older women. With that said, just remember that I make about 3 of these videos every single day, and if you can head over to my YouTube homepage or just click on the Patreon link in my discussion, and make a donation via my Patreon, that would be really helpful. It would support my work and help me to continue putting out more more quality content. I put out at least 3 videos a day plus bonus videos. Never miss another Sorry about that. Never miss another Angry MGTOW video ever again by clicking on the notification button that's next to the subscribe button below any Angry MGTOW video. And then when you click on that, you'll see a pop-up that says send me all notifications for this channel. Make sure that little box is checked. Hit save. When you do that, you'll always receive a notification when I am streaming or whenever I put out a new video. And again, if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, that if you agree that women have run out of time and they are headed for a grave time in history where they lose benefits, entitlements, and shit hits the fan for them. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MGTOW or death. And cheers.